All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mashaba coming back at you with another lesson. First, before I get into it, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakudash. Second thing I want to do is give double honors to all the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. All right, and citation to all you brothers that are pushing the truth with both sincerity and with charity. All right, so what I wanted to get into, I know it's I know mostly everybody knows this comedian, all right, named Druski, all right. He's famous for doing skits, and stuff like that, and collabing with celebrities, big, Southern Kingdom man, right? And the man is a pretty funny, but this one skit, all right, he just recently made, all right, about like a week and a half ago. All right. All right. Mocking the men of the Lord. All right. You can joke about all that other stuff about Esau, about just whatever he be joking about, man. All right, but when you come against the men of the Lord, that's a whole nother. All right, that's a whole nother conversation. All right, you already 2/3. All right, once you a 2/3 coming against the men of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, all right, the Lord's gonna deal with you accordingly. All right, unless you repent, but the Lord, He's still gonna get us for everything that we do. All right, but yeah, man. All right, so yeah, now you playing with fire, Druski. All right, because you want to mock the men of the Lord. But let me get into this first precept. This is 2 Peter. All right, so I had a call, so there's a little cut in the video, but I'm gonna just edit it in. But where was I? Right, 2 Peter chapter 2, and 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. All right, one of those. All right, named scoffers would be Druski. All right, because yeah. All right, it was one thing when he was making these skits. All right, just doing regular rich 2/3 stuff. Making his money off these skits. Stuff like that. But now he's scoffing the men of the Lord. But if you how about Shimon Shai? All right, and he's walking after that money. All right, he's walking after these hoes. All right, that fame. All right, which is why he would do such a thing. Okay, which a lot of these other comedian, Jake, they make a lot of these skits, but they don't go as far to mock the men of the Lord. All right, that's how Druski's starting to get paid by Esau. All right, because he's doing stuff like this. All right, to degrade the image of the prophets. All right, but let me continue. Verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. So, yeah, man. All right. Willingly ignorant. And Druski, he's not even ignorant, man. All right, because he know of the men of the Lord. All right, he know what we do out here. All right, It was even, in the skit, there was a garment that had, the actual Hebrew letters on it, man. All right, Druski ain't ignorant. All right, this man is a scoffer, man. All right, not only, it's one thing when Jake just come to the line to scoff, this and that, but now Druski is using his platform. This man is known over all of America. All right, now he's using his platform to mock the men of the Lord. All right. So yeah, man, the Lord is gonna pay him back for that. All right, lest he repent. All right, and start doing this work, which is, I think, is a very, 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 very low chance. Okay, of him doing that. Okay, let me go to Galatians. So this is Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. So yeah, all right. The Lord is not mocked, man. All right, you try to mock the Lord, he gonna get you. All right, and as it said, whatever a man sow, he's gonna reap. Okay, Druski, you trying to sow wickedness. You sowing seeds of wickedness. You sowing place for the men of the Lord to be mocked on the streets already than they are, man. All right, that you sowing seeds of wickedness. So you gonna reap a judgment that affects you, man. All right, how you use your platform to mock the men of the Lord. All right, and try to shame us. What in this video is going all over around America. All right, the Lord is gonna get you. All right, now we got a new name for him. All right, Druski. All right, through. All right, so yeah, man, this is let's take a trip down to Proverbs now. All right. Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 35. All right. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. So yeah, he's sinning against the Lord by scoffing him. All right, he's sinning directly against the Lord. It ain't no, all right, he just fully ignorant, don't know what he doing, but he's still going off because he don't know. Nah, Druski knows. Druski knows. So he's sinning directly against the Lord. He's scoffing the Lord directly. Okay? All they that hate me love death. Remember that. And this is, the judgment, Let's go to, let's jump up to Zechariah. This is going to be the judgment that fits most of y'all, man. That's coming towards y'all. All right, this is Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 12. And this shall be the plague where the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right, that's talking about that thermonuclear fire. All right, them missiles, man. All right, that death. All right, that's what that's talking about. And And I don't think y'all want that. Okay? Yeah, not gonna want it. All right? Because trust me, the Lord's gonna make sure y'all feel every second of that. All right? So it's gonna that's gonna be all right. You know how it feels to, even get burned, just a tad bit for half a second. All right, you wince of pain. It's like you wince in pain, and pull away from whatever's burning you, and that half second. All right, and that shit still hurt for the rest of the day. All right, so just imagine that all of your body, and the Lord is making you feel it. It ain't no dying from shock. All right, you just feeling it from your hair to your freaking toes, man. Judgment. All right. Okay. But the Lord ain't nothing to play with. All right. But this is my last precept. This is Baruch chapter 1 and verse 21. Nevertheless, we have not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord our power, or according unto all the words of the prophets whom he sent unto us. That every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our power. So yeah. All right. So yeah, man. All right. The Lord sent us. All right, you scoff us like that. You scoffing Yahweh Bashem Yahshai himself. All right. But let me read verse 22 again. But every man followed the imagination of his own wicked heart, to serve strange gods and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our power. And Druski, that's you. And you serving Esau Edom. All right, in your own wicked heart, for your own wicked desires, serving Esau Edom. All right, so just how you playing with fire, it's gonna catch on to you, Druski, or Thruski. All right, that's your new name, man. All right. So, yeah, man. But I hope this lesson was edifying. But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakodash. Second thing I want to do is give double honors to all the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the truth of both sincerity and with charity. Shalom, welcome, Yasharallah, wa Ababa Ball. Shalom, Akim, stay faithful.